Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. After Roman Reigns lost at WrestleMania XL, his cousin Solo Sikoa declared himself the leader of the Bloodline. Paul Heyman thinks the latter can headline the show of shows, even against Jacob Fatu. Solo took over SmackDown during the time the OTC was gone. He recruited new people and formed his own version of the Bloodline. He even started wearing the Eula Fala and referred to himself as the Tribal Chief. When the real head of the table returned, he brought back the OG Bloodline, and they defeated Solo's version at Survivor Series, War Games. During a recent interview with the New York Post, Paul Heyman spoke about Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa, two enforcers who evolved to become top stars in WWE. The Wiseman said he saw a potential future where both of them are WrestleMania main eventers, either against each other or headlining each night against other people. When the Wiseman was managing Roman Reigns before WrestleMania XL, he was always confident and condescending. However, when he started working for Solo Sikoa, he was much different. Paul Heyman spoke to the New York Post about altering his character when he was managing Solo. Paul Heyman is back to happily managing Roman Reigns again, and the latter will be in the Men's Royal Rumble match this Saturday. For nearly 4 years, Roman Reigns was the undisputed king of WWE, leading the Bloodline to dominance and becoming one of the most dominant champions in history. With Paul Heyman as his wise man, Solo Sikoa as his enforcer, and the Usos backing him up for most of his reign, Roman crafted an era of WWE that will never be forgotten. But now, with his status in question after losing the undisputed WWE Universal Championship at WrestleMania 40 and being away from full-time competition, the biggest question looming over WWE is, who will take his place? According to Paul Heyman, the answer is already in WWE. And not only that, Heyman believes that this successor is destined to headline WrestleMania against a current Bloodline member. The WWE Universe was stunned by this revelation. Who was Heyman referring to? Was he hinting at a betrayal within the Bloodline? Or was he laying the groundwork for WWE's next megastar? As rumors swirled, Heyman finally spoke out, and the truth was more shocking than anyone expected. On a special interview segment on SmackDown, Paul Heyman sat down for a rare, uncensored conversation about the state of the Bloodline. With a smirk on his face and his signature gravitas, Heyman made a statement that sent shockwaves through WWE. There is no Roman Reigns without the Bloodline, and there is no Bloodline without a successor to Roman Reigns. The crowd buzzed as Heyman leaned forward, choosing his words carefully. For years, Roman ruled WWE like an unstoppable force. But dynasties do not fade away, they evolve. And I assure you, the Bloodline's evolution is inevitable. We are not searching for the next big thing, because he already exists. The next tribal chief will rise, and when he does, he will face his greatest test at WrestleMania. The interviewer pushed for more details. Who was Heyman talking about? Heyman smirked. Let's just say, he's closer to the Bloodline than you think. Heyman's cryptic words left the WWE Universe guessing, but many fans and analysts had their own theories. One name that immediately came to mind was Solo Sikoa. For months, Solo had been positioning himself as the new leader of the Bloodline, especially in Roman's absence. He had even recruited the Terror Twins, signaling that the Bloodline was preparing for a new era. Could Solo be the one Heyman was referring to? But then, a new name entered the conversation, Jacob Fatu. Recently signed by WWE, Jacob Fatu is a blood relative of Roman Reigns, a dominant force in the wrestling world, and one of the most physically imposing Samoan wrestlers in modern history. Many believed he was being groomed as the true successor to Roman Reigns. Could WrestleMania 41 see a civil war between Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu for the right to lead the Bloodline? With Heyman openly teasing that Roman's successor would main event WrestleMania against a current Bloodline member, the possibilities were endless. However, one dream match quickly stood out. Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sikoa, WrestleMania 41 main event. If WWE goes in this direction, it could be one of the most brutal, emotional, and high-stakes bloodline matches ever. Solo Sikoa, the silent enforcer who took over in Roman's absence, claiming to be the rightful leader of the bloodline. Jacob Fatu, the monstrous powerhouse, ready to claim his spot at the head of the table. 2 warriors, 1 family, 1 throne. The question is, who would Paul Heyman align himself with? Heyman's master plan. Could he turn on Solo? Throughout WWE history, Paul Heyman has always aligned himself with the most powerful force in the company, from Brock Lesnar to Roman Reigns. So if a new tribal chief were to rise, wouldn't Heyman naturally side with them? Would Heyman turn on Solo Sikoa and place his loyalty in Jacob Fatu, just as he once did with Roman? Imagine this scenario. Solo Sikoa believes he is the rightful leader of the bloodline. Jacob Fatu arrives and immediately challenges Solo's authority. Paul Heyman makes his choice, betraying Solo and crowning Fatu as the next tribal chief. This could lead to a massive WrestleMania 41 match, with the fate of the bloodline hanging in the balance. Could Roman Reigns return to reclaim his spot? Another intriguing possibility? What if Roman Reigns himself returns to stop this war? Heyman's words suggested that a successor to Roman Reigns would emerge. But what if Roman himself isn't done? Imagine a scenario where the bloodline is torn apart by Solo and Jacob's power struggle. Paul Heyman betrays Solo, backing Jacob Fatu as the new leader. At WrestleMania 41, Solo and Jacob prepare for war. And then, Roman Reigns' music hits. The tribal chief returns to take back his throne, declaring that neither man is fit to lead the bloodline. This could set up an even bigger bloodline match at SummerSlam or WrestleMania 42, making Roman's return even more impactful. Final thoughts. The bloodline's future is in motion. Paul Heyman's words were no accident. WWE is laying the groundwork for a major bloodline shakeup, and WrestleMania 41 could be the moment where everything explodes. Whether it's Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu for control of the bloodline, Paul Heyman turning on Solo to back Jacob, Roman Reigns returning to reclaim his throne. One thing is certain, the bloodline story is far from over. And as Paul Heyman said himself, dynasties don't fade, they evolve.